Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of the Philosophicast. Woohoo!
You're very enthusiastic there.
Oh, screw you, man. Okay.
Okay.
So, hello. I am Post-Socratic Fool, as you may remember from the introduction. If not, that's fine too. Whatever.
I am Ontological Idiot, and you probably won't remember me from the introduction because I wasn't there.
Oh, I'm sorry, alright?
I'm not blaming you.
Yes, you are. You clearly are. And I don't think I deserve that at all.
I'm actually not.
You are!
I'm not blaming you.
You are! And that's not fair! Alright?
Okay, shall we start? Right.
Why the hell not? Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so before we start, actually, let's thank some people.
Yes. Personally, I'd like to thank J Socrates25 and Philosophidina. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah.
Yeah? Do you want to say why you're thanking them, maybe?
Maybe I do, after you've said who you're going to say thank you to.
Fine, I will. Okay, yes, I'd like to
brilliant.
thank Anonymous. That's not their name, they were just anonymous. And I'll Be Damned, which honestly is quite a nice Tumblr name, I'm not gonna lie. I'll Be Damned. That's pretty clever, much smarter than mine.
Talking of yours, it was actually a rip-off of mine.
No, I think you'll find yours was a rip-off of mine.
Right, well, I made mine first, so...
Yeah, okay, but I don't have a defense, so screw you.
Okay, J Socrates, first of all, he kind of suggested that we do a post on Wittgenstein, and we have guests on the show, which I think is actually a brilliant idea.
Yeah, because we're not really that smart, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil Sedina said that we should run through a history of kind of philosophy and what all the different philosophers have been through, which I think is a great idea too. I think we're going to start with that, actually.
Well, we're definitely going to start with that. If we don't start with that, we've got nothing to start with.
Okay,
so,
well, we're going to start with that.
And I'd like to thank Anonymous for being literally the first person to ask us anything about, regarding Philosophicast, which was lovely. Congratulations, whoever you are.
You're pretty sure you know who it is, though.
No, I actually don't. I asked that person, and they said that it wasn't them. They may have been lying. Who knows? This is just for us at this point. We're just talking. The audience have no clue what we're on about. So why you brought that up?
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So whoever you are, I'm assuming that you were messaging me regarding Philosophicast. Otherwise, you just sent a random message saying free will, then a lot of kisses. So that's a bit odd. And I'll Be Damned for sending us a very interesting essay to read, which we will hopefully have time to discuss at another point, but not in this particular episode. We kind of didn't plan this out too well.
No, we're very sorry about that. But we will talk about it.
Eventually. Probably. Definitely.
Yeah. So let's start off with a kind of background of philosophy.
Yep.
We're going to start in ancient Greece because that's where all thinking originated from. No one actually thought before that.
Okay, well that's fine, sure.
You know what? I'm not sure it is a lie.
Oh yeah, just no one ever thought before that. Literally no thoughts whatsoever.
But the first recorded philosopher, Thales of
Miletus?
Miletus?
Yeah?
Someone?
Is that right?
I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. But it is that place.
Yeah, that place. It begins with M.
And ends with an Miletus.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So he basically considered like water to be the cause of everything.
Yeah,
He did a lot of scientific achievements. Actually, he was more of a natural philosopher, which is the philosophy of science.
Yeah. But of course, a lot of I'd say most of what he said could be largely discredited at this point with further advancements. But
But it was a good try.
Yeah, I mean we're not really blaming him at all.
You blame him.
I'm not intentionally blaming him. But a lot of what he said isn't really any help to us now. Of course, it's interesting stuff, and it was a lot of the assumptions he made were valid assumptions. But
And the great thing about him was that he started kind of thinking about reason and logic.
of course, and so obviously after him, a lot of the philosophers that we're going to be talking about obviously only originated because of him. So
yeah, he was the first guy that said like maybe cause and effect. So
yeah,
woohoo.
so good for him.
Yeah.
Good show. Good job. Bloody good job. Damn good job.
And
Damn good
obviously
bloody good
we
job.
have a lot of philosophers like that who are kind of scattered around.
Yeah.
Like Pythagoras even. You know him from maths, but
yeah.
philosopher.
Are we discussing him? Are we?
I
going there today?
don't think we're going to go there today.
Good.
Because he was a bit mean.
He was a bit of a fucking arsehole, yeah. If
I don't think you can say that.
I think I can.
Right, he was a bit mean.
Okay, yeah.
And then we move on to the main.
The big one.
The big one.
The big one.
The guy that it all started.
You know who we're talking about. You've all heard of him.
You might not have heard of him. Actually, you have, because I said his name earlier.
Yeah, and also, my name is...
Yes.
Yeah. So, if you probably should know him.
Right, yeah, by now you've probably heard his name scattered around a few times.
Yeah.
Socrates.
Yeah.
The guy.
That's him. That's the one. That mental guy. The homeless person.
Was he homeless?
Yeah, he was home. Well, I think I'm going to go on record and say that he was almost definitely probably homeless. I think.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there. He might have been, but he was fat, wasn't he? He was.
Yeah.
So I don't really see that happening in ancient Greece.
Well,
especially for homeless.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, he might not have been homeless, but he was he homeless? I don't know anymore. Okay.
But he did actually do a lot of his teachings out of the back of a shoe shop.
Yeah.
Which is, quite interesting.
Which he might have lived in.
Sure.
Shit.
I don't think he lived in a shoe.
No, because he lived on the street. Because he is homeless. I don't know.
Okay, he might have been homeless, but that's beside the point, because that's not what he's known for.
No.
He was Alright, okay.
He was like the turning point.
He was the guy.
Yeah, I mean,
there's the analogy.
There's pre-Socratic philosophers and post-Socratic philosophers. That's.
And pretty much everyone who had any good idea was a post-Socratic philosopher.
We just spent like a minute basically blowing Thales, and now you just wanna. Yeah. You just want to say, oh yeah, fuck that guy.
I don't remember actually blowing him.
Well, you practically did, okay?
He was good, I liked him.
But he was shit, is what you're saying now.
Yes, okay, yes.
Good job.
So, we need to talk about Socrates, because that's
we probably did, yeah, okay. So, Socrates, he had, a lot of ideas, obviously. A lot of the Greeks did have a lot, and a lot to say. So, where should we start? I bloody don't know.
I guess I'm the wisest because I know nothing.
Oh yeah,
sort of acceptance.
Yeah, the lack of human knowledge, which, well, I wasn't there, but I assume it was quite an unexplored idea before that. Yeah.
Yeah, quite humbling. And Socrates kind of laid out this foundation of there's Socratic argument, which is kind of you act as though you don't know as much as you do, and then you kind of use logic and reason to turn the other person's argument around. It's quite
pretty ingenious, pretty damn good.
Thinking.
Yeah.
Pretty good. That's something about.
Good job. Good job, Socky.
Then obviously we're going to move on to Socrates' main pupil. I didn't write that down.
Well. God, well, who? I don't know. Do you remember? Can you call him off the top of your head?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, no,
I
think I can.
Are you sure?
I think I know who he was.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it John?
No, it wasn't John.
Shit.
Galilei. And then Plato. Plato.
You kind of ruined the game.
Yeah, I said it, didn't I?
Yeah. So Plato, he was a guy.
Any man.
No, you're not doing that. No, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I won't.
So Plato, he was a very major philosopher as well.
It's actually been said that all philosophy since Plato is just footnotes. So that's kind of how major we're talking.
We don't know who said that.
A lot of people said that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
You know what?
Surely.
I can give an anonymous quote and live with that.
Are you sure?
So, yeah.
Are you sure?
Do you want to talk about the cave analogy?
Yes, exactly. Okay, so the cave analogy was. Do you mind if I explain it?
No, I want you to explain.
Oh, great. Okay, so the cave analogy was this analogy by Plato, wherein he imagined people who are chained to a wall in a cave, and all that they can see in front of them is a wall with shadows being cast onto it from people behind them doing random stuff, whatever. And these people have come to accept that the shadows in front of them are just everything. That's just the entire reality to them. And that is what Plato sort of said our world is. We only see shadows of what is really there, and we don't actually see the real world. And this real world he put out there is his world of perfect forms. So if you want to expand on that at all.
Okay, this world of perfect forms, which he kind of came up with to describe how we view the world, really.
And it's how, it's how everything really exists, basically.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, you might not know, and that might be why you're here, so I probably shouldn't just say,
No,
but, no. So, the forms is like, well, the very basic idea of it, I guess, is imagine a chair, any chair. It's imperfect. There are so many chairs like that, but in the world of perfect forms, there exists elsewhere, completely in a different universe. I'm lost.
It's a metaphysical
That's
universe.
the one I was
really
looking for. There exists the perfect form of a chair. And so that's there.
Okay, so you see two chairs, and they don't look at all similar, but they're both chairs. Plato would argue that the reason they're both chairs is because they both resemble the perfect form of a chair. This is how he explains how we know everything is anything, really.
And of course, something like a circle or something. A circle, if you zoom in on the lines, they're going to be, not they're going to be not. There's no perfect circle sort of thing, but in the world of perfect forms, there is, and so everything is how it completely should be in its most perfect, wonderful form there. Now he sort of expanded on this cave analogy by saying that one of the people who was chained to the wall escaped. And he ran off, and then he found, the real world outside. And he ran back to the cave, and he yelled at everyone, "No, look, what we've been seeing, what we've been perceiving to be the real world, it's just shadows of what the real world is." And now these other people refused to accept that. They refused to leave their little world because they were afraid. So Plato would have said that those people are really the plebeian sort of folk. Oh, screw you. The lesser thinking, lower thinking people, whereas the person who accepts that everything they know could be false and would be accepting to leave their false world is a philosopher, and he was quite elitist, so I think he would say a greater person.
Well, Plato did kind of consider that there should be a hierarchy, utopian
cool.
society.
The Plato Society, which...
Atlantis, we should go into that. The Republic. So, oh god, maybe we might come back to that.
No, well, I think we can go into that now, I wouldn't mind.
Okay, we can go into that now.
Okay, let's do it. Right, we really should have planned this out better. Okay, but you know what, it's 3 in the morning, and I just wanted to actually...
13 past 3.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Do you mind if I swear?
No, I don't.
Okay, because you seem really uncomfortable when it happens.
I am quite
okay,
uncomfortable.
alright, okay, I'll try to keep it down a little, to the minimum, really...
But no, you can. It's obviously an expression of language, and all expressions should be...
Alright, okay, so fucking Plato, that white...
Right, maybe not that much.
Oh. Okay, but it's an
do it that much.
of my
Okay, right,
okay,
do it.
alright, we're wasting time here. Okay, so Plato's society. Plato imagined society in the same way that he imagined the soul, more or less. So, Plato's view of the soul was that it split into three parts, the tripartite theory of the soul.
My hair is really long.
Really? Really? Oh my god, I hadn't noticed. Holy We're not going into that right now, but oh my god. Alright, I'm going to break a rule here, because we turn the lights off on this podcast because the camera is really bad. But I'm going to turn the lights on because I want you people to see his bloody hair. Okay.
No, it's not.
No, I'm
it's
doing
not
this. This is
light-worthy.
happening. This is definitely happening now. Alright, I'm moving very far away if you can't hear me. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Here it is. Here we go. Here we go. One time. There. Look at that.
They can't see me.
Oh, but there.
Okay.
Look at the bloody hair.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I've got a lot of hair.
That's not acceptable, is it? That's not right. That's not how man should be. Okay, that's a bit unfair. I'm going a bit far.
We're actually really far behind because
Yeah.
it's been like 15 minutes.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have brought up your bloody hair.
And we're only on Plato.
Okay,
That's
right.
literally
That's
the second point.
Yeah. Alright. No more getting distracted. So the tripartite theory of the soul. I mean, fuck you. Alright. So yeah, he's split up the soul into three parts, and there are a lot of different names, but the ones I remember properly well are just wisdom, courage, moderation. Although you can, it's called
reason, appetite, and a third one.
Good job. Yeah. So Plato thought that those were the three parts of the soul, and we'll obviously, I think we'll go into this a bit more because in later episodes, because there is a lot more
to say about it.
But yeah, so he also thought that the society, his perfect society, should be structured in that way, with wisdom at the top of the society. So this is where you might have heard of the philosopher kings. So Plato thought that the philosophers, the smartest people, should rule. Then courage, being the sort of police and army force, though they should be the middle of the society, and moderation, they should be just the lower members of society, the plebs. All right.
I didn't tell you to say it.
Okay, no.
In fact, I sighed the first time you said it.
Yeah, I know exactly, and I was just waiting for you to sigh there because
Okay.
I knew it was coming.
Well, I thought you kind of thought I wanted you to
No,
say
no,
it.
no. I know you definitely didn't want me to say.
Alright,
it.
okay.
So, and then we could also, I don't know, we'll also just, I just want to touch on this. He also thought that people were born with a type of heart, depending on what role of society they would fulfill. So philosophers are born with golden hearts. Well, it's sort of it's kind of changed. Well, it depends on how you look at it, but
Philosodonia. I said it. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I will punch you.
Okay, right, carry on.
Okay. So, it's all either hearts or souls, but however you want them to be. Plato thought that philosophers are born with golden hearts. The sort of army and soldiers, police force, whatever, they're born with silver hearts, and everyone else are born with bronze or iron hearts, so they're the plebs. So he thought that children, when they're born, should be, they should be tested. If they have a golden heart, they should be taken away from their families. And what are you doing?
No, I just didn't. Right, okay, carry on.
And they should be taken away from their families. And okay, I'm sorry. You just acted like you got a text there. Are you? You're looking
I
at your
didn't
phone.
get a text. Something happened, and I.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no.
Do you want to pause this so you can look at your bloody text?
No, I didn't get a text.
Are you sure?
No, I pressed a button
Okay.
and
Okay.
it went green. I didn't know it could do that.
Right.
Continue.
Okay. So
Right, I want to move on to Aristotle
I
because
do as
we're
well.
really far
Yeah,
behind.
okay. All right. I'm just gonna finish.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, he thought that people who are born with golden hearts should be taken away from their families at birth, and then educated for, I think, 20 years in a university, because universities, you had to spend like 20 years at them at that then, didn't you?
Well, Plato kind of came up with the first university,
Right, yeah.
the academia kind of idea, the Academy of Athens.
Yeah, and so yeah, that you had to spend 20 years there.
And the first subjects there was like physics,
Yeah.
philosophy, maths, kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe music. Pythagoras did a lot of music, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, Pythagoras' people did a lot of music.
Alright,
say
yeah,
no more
okay,
about it for the
we'll-
moment. We'll go back.
We'll
to
go
it
back to that.
later, not this episode.
Probably not music, just disregard I said that.
Okay. So you were lying to me there.
Okay,
moving on. Aristotle.
Aristotle, he's the guy.
No, he is a person.
He's a guy, let's not quibble.
No. Okay. Well, we could. But that would just make this episode last even longer.
Right, okay, let's bullet point this, let's brief. We're going to talk Aristotle, that's logic. Now, I know I've been saying logic before, but disregard all of that because that was nonsense. Aristotle is a proper logic guy.
He's
like
the master of logic.
Go hop to prop to hoc.
I'm sorry?
Logic, you know.
Right.
Therefore, then...
So he was Plato's student.
He was Plato's student, we go on. He was the... What's the opposite of student?
The master of...
I'm not going to call it a master.
The teacher.
Teacher,
Teacher,
yes.
teacher of Alexander the Great.
Yes, which is interesting, not
Yeah.
related, but there we
Yeah,
are.
I think it is quite interesting, you know.
Yeah. Well, who, obviously, Alexander the Great thought that philosophy should be used,
Yeah,
like,
as
practically,
yeah.
not just...
Which, obviously, these
And then he
schools-
went and conquered the known world, so,
Yeah.
you know, he did a good job.
Yeah, but the known world wasn't...
No,
really
not that big,
much,
but...
no, but, you know...
But he did good for him.
Good job, buddy. We're really downsizing some of these philosophers' achievements, aren't we?
We are.
Okay,
You did a
we don't
great
mean
job.
to. I mean...
Like, more than I could ever do in my life, but,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't that good.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right,
Okay,
cynics, stoics, and skeptics.
okay, well, were we finished on Aristotle? Because that was...
Right, yeah, no,
fucking
we
quick.
went quickly because we are 21 minutes
Okay,
and we've
calm
done
down.
the
But
first
no, I think
two points.
we should just say a little bit about Aristotle.
Okay, well, we
So-
did, we said logic.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a lot of Aristotle's work was taken to ridiculous extremes after that, wasn't it? I mean, religiously...
Thomas Aquinas
Yeah,
stealing
Thomas
all his
Aquinas.
ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know,
I mean, I'm not going to say Thomas Aquinas was shit,
But you're not
but
saying he
Thomas
was...
Aquinas was shit.
Oh, we can't insult any
No,
more
right.
philosophers on this
Okay,
show.
we can.
Please.
The one guy I hate is Thomas Aquinas.
I don't like Pythagoras.
Right, well, no, I think Pythagoras is... I don't think he's morally...
No, obviously
I think
not.
he's a bit of a douche, but I think he was good. I think he was a good philosopher.
Okay, well, we're backtracking again, Christ.
We
okay,
are.
so, yeah, okay,
Keep on
Aristotle...
going back to Pythagoras.
His work, Aristotle, it was really taken very to heart by the Christians. But, well, I say
Well, we're
that's
talking
so
about
offensive,
prime
but yeah.
mover kind of
Yeah.
ideas. One god, which is odd because he was ancient Greek, so you
Yeah.
think he's either a polytheist or,
Yeah.
as Socrates was, an atheist, which was a bit out
Oh, it
there
was
for the
new.
time. It was out
definitely
there.
new, yeah. But, like a little side note, Socrates was murdered by society.
Well, not murdered.
Voted
Capital
to-
punishment is
They
like, voted to
poisoned
death.
him, though. They
Well,
poisoned
he
him.
poisoned himself.
Did
He
they?
took the
Okay,
hemlock and put
alright.
it in his mouth. They just told him to do it.
He did it. I mean, he just forced to do it. You know, it was just like, I mean, you know.
Right, yeah, when you put it like that.
I mean, I was on the street earlier, and the guy just gave me money. I mean, I had a gun to his head, and I told him to do it, but no, he gave me the money. It was his choice.
Right,
Okay, we're
when
not
you
getting
put it like
choice.
that
Yeah,
was bad.
we'll get
No,
to
we'll
choice.
get to free will actually, because
Yeah.
we're doing that in this episode.
Yes, we are, because of Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Yeah. Anyway, wherever we were,
Alright, okay. We've
Aristotle?
We've finished Aristotle, I think. And we could go in 4 causes, like kind of first cause, efficient cause,
Right,
material
right.
cause, final cause. But I don't think we will. I think we'll
No.
save that.
No. Yeah.
Stoics, cynics, and skeptics. I don't know why I said stoics first.
No, neither do I. So do you want to
Doesn't
start
actually
that?
matter. I don't know. We could talk about like Diogenes. Yeah, let's talk about Diogenes.
Okay. So who's
Okay.
that?
Who was that? He's this Greek guy. Didn't have a lot.
None of these people are Greek, actually.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Aren't they?
that's odd.
It's quite odd. There's a chapter in the book called Greek Miracle.
The book.
The book.
The Bible.
History of philosophy. It's not Russell's History of Western Philosophy, which I think I haven't read.
Okay. It's also not the Bible.
No, it's also not
I
the
just want to
Bible.
clarify that to people who are listening. It's not actually the Bible.
Okay. But anyway, here we're talking about what makes you happy, kind of like what kind of resolve you have, what is right and wrong. Kind of get later on to the Epicureans, the Atomists.
We are just really...
We are skipping a lot because, you know, because we took half an hour talking about the first two
It's
stages.
24 minutes in, we have not done half
We're
an hour.
talking about, like, hedonism, negative hedonism,
Oh, yeah. Well, so, okay,
well, we
so
don't need to say that because...
Well, yeah, okay, very quick
Right, we'll definitely
hedonism,
skip the scholastics because that's like Thomas Aquinas, Anselm,
which we just
the
covered.
people who are just
Aristotle.
arseholes.
Yeah. But okay, so let's quickly. Hedonism is 10 minutes of silence. That would be hedonistic of us.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it'd be nice. I would find it pleasurable. So hedonism is just the pursuit of pleasure, really. But of course, there are multiple types of hedonism, really. So there's like, there's like the sort of type that you see portrayed in in some things where like a hedonist is like this fat slob or something who's just spent their life looking for pleasure and doing nothing. But the sort of...
Not really the case. Not, is it?
I'm sorry?
Okay, well, no, I wouldn't call a hedonist a fat slob just looking for pleasure.
Well, no, I'm saying that's how they're sort of
We're going to go
portrayed
into
in
Mill and Bentham.
I know, I'm just saying...
Hedonic Prince.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying this is a type of hedonism.
Okay, right, yeah, okay.
Correct.
You portray it through media. Go ahead.
The hedonism we're going to be talking about... Happy?
Yes.
Yeah?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm really not. Okay, right, no, carry on.
Alright, the hedonism we're going to be talking about is the philosophical hedonism, sort of.
Is there another kind?
Well, sort of.
Alright, no, alright, okay, we're getting distracted here.
We really
That's
are.
a brief pleasure. You know, hedonism, you got it. Negative
Okay.
hedonism, don't get stuff you might regret. Okay, scholastics, skipping, Thomas Aquinas, Anselm.
Okay,
ontological argument.
I just really
came
want
from
to say
Anselm,
back
really,
to
so
the...
I might have to say that.
I just really want to say back to the hedonism. I might have gotten a lot of stuff very wrong there. I apologise. We do want to... I think we probably should have said this at the beginning of the podcast. We know very little, okay? Well, I know very little, but you're looking at me with a very confused look on your face as though you know a lot, so, is there something you want to say here?
No, you got it, more or less, but I don't think we know very little.
I think we do.
Alright, okay, you're going to go Socrates on my ass.
Yes, I do, bitch!
Okay.
What are you going to do about it?
Okay, yeah, we do know very little. I'm gonna hand you that.
You're going to concede to me there.
I
I win. It's my victory.
Yeah, it is. Okay, let's skip scholastics. Maybe talk about the ontological argument from Anselm.
Sure, go ahead.
It's me?
Yeah?
Am I on it?
It's your time to shine.
Okay, right. So, we're talking 1100s, I think? Am I close?
Don't look at me. I have no
Right.
clue what you're on about.
Right, I'm talking about dates.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I got that.
So you do have
Oh! Oh! Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good to go. We're good to go. Alright, okay, we got this. Yeah. Probably the 1100s. Why not?
Talking about like creating God from definition. So the ontological itself means being, like you can talk about the nature of being and what that means to be.
So that was expanded on by Descartes.
Descartes. I'm not going to call him Descartes.
I don't know if it's pronounced right. Or
I'm
wrong.
not French. I can't say this.
Well, I've just always pronounced it Descartes, and I've just always been told to pronounce it Descartes. Apart from by you, by literally everyone else I know.
Am I the only one that doesn't call him Descartes?
You might be.
Because Descartes, I swear everyone calls him Descartes.
Well, everyone I know calls him Descartes, apart from you.
René Descartes.
René Descartes.
God, it might be. God.
But then again, I might be wrong, because it is Cartesian.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Well, okay. Descartes / Descartes.
Okay, I think we can come back to all of this.
We are really
Yeah.
stretching
Yeah.
this. This is okay. This was originally going to be a
stretch.
half an hour philosophy cast,
But
it is not.
No, it's definitely not going to be.
Oh.
But that's just alright, okay. Renaissance
we've
and
got a list.
Enlightenment.
We've got a list here. He just turned over the page, and it turns out we've.
This is halfway through the first page. This is not even
Oh,
the page with the
no.
most writing on. It's fine because the next page is just like Wittgenstein. And
Oh yeah,
I didn't
that's not going to take long.
I didn't actually include free will, so there's still that on top
Oh
of
my
this.
god! Don't
And-
make it worse. Are we just gonna? Okay, all right. This is gonna be like an hour-long podcast or something.
Yeah, it might have to be. Honestly, if you like just turn it off at any point, that's fine. Or if you
Yeah.
skip it,
Yeah,
we could like maybe listen through it and add like links to the time that everything happens and add that in the description.
that would require effort.
Yeah, you're right. We might not do that.
We probably
forget
won't
I
do
ever
that.
said that.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Because don't get your hopes up.
No, definitely. Yeah. If you look in the description now, you'll probably see very little.
Just look in the description now. You might see a load of links. You might see nothing.
Almost
if it's
certainly
nothing,
not.
we still love you.
Well,
but
I have mixed.
No, you don't have mixed feelings towards this phantom audience.
Well, you don't love this phantom audience we have.
You never know. I might do.
Well, they're a phantom audience. Can you love a phantom audience?
Can you be afraid of something you don't think exists?
Fuck off. Okay, that's a very old discussion between myself and him, which we're not going into today because obvious reasons. We are
right. Yeah, we're very long. So we might go on to that later. Not like in this episode, but.
Yeah, I guess. I can see us doing that.
Renaissance, that's kind of like, we're talking about reason and experience, man.
So that, yeah, rationalism and empiricism?
Enlightenment, yes, we're gonna, yeah. Did we do it? Did we just finish? Did we finish Renaissance and Enlightenment? I think we definitely need to talk about, like, Kant's kind of Copernican revolution.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was major.
Go on then.
Okay, right. In the Critique of Pure Reason, famous book by Immanuel Kant, probably don't try and read it. Definitely don't try and read it.
Yeah,
maybe do. I might just be stupid.
You did quite an angry post about it, I
did.
believe, with including scenes from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Actually. So,
well, it was like a GIF.
Yeah.
I say GIF. Is it pronounced GIF?
Oh, fuck off! I don't know.
Okay.
Don't ask me. Why should I know? I mean, that's a big problem. I know. I'm gonna kill myself.
Okay. Right. Anyway.
Oh.
Basically, there's a divide. Actually, we haven't said what like kind of empiricism is.
Fine. Okay. Empiricism, rationalism, and empiricism are the two, I guess, opposing beliefs. Can we say
I don't think they're opposing because Kant kind of married the two and came up with this kind of synthetic a priori. And that's pretty cool.
Fine, but they were. I guess we can say they were originally opposing.
Yeah, they're kind of two different schools of thought that were.
So they were. Rationalism is the belief that all of our knowledge is derived through reason, and empiricism is the opposing belief that says that all of our knowledge is derived through experience. That's a very basic description,
but yeah, you kind of got it. So yes, there is that, and we will carry on to the modern era. Yay! Actually, we got here. What did I do?
What have you done? Have you got a text again?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a text in the first place.
But you got one now?
No, I don't have one. I still don't have one.
You sure?
It went green again.
Okay, well, don't yell at me.
I'm not yelling. I'm happy. I didn't know I could do this before.
You're happy because you got a text?
I didn't get a text.
You got a text. I just sent you a text.
I didn't. You don't have your phone.
Okay.
Right,
what are you doing?
I don't know what I'm voice searching. Danny,
why are you voice searching?
I'm not trying
we
to. We
are 33 minutes and 20 seconds
right,
into this.
Carry on. Modern era. We're going to talk about Karl Marx, politics, idealism, right and wrong.
That was quick.
Yeah, I know. Why am I showing you my alarm? Talk about it quickly.
Fine.
I
don't know. Marx, communist.
Communism. Right, we're talking
communism.
about
Well, Marxism.
Marxism. Which is not communism.
No, because communism didn't really work out how it was meant to.
Practice.
No. Okay, Marxism.
Okay, we talk about.
Oh.
Wrong. What did I mean when I wrote this down?
I don't. Stop tearing the bloody list to pieces.
Well, we don't need it anymore. Okay.
We clearly do.
Yeah, we do. You're right. Right and wrong, idealism, politics. So Karl Marx was a philosopher, politician. Really, he thought, as Alexander the Great did way back when. You remember that from the beginning of the podcast. That philosophy should be used in practice, and it should be used in order to benefit people, kind of increase their happiness and lives. So he came up with this idea of fairness and how to be fair, really.
And it was an idea which you might know was attemptedly implemented in Russia.
Well, That's really debatable. I mean,
Well, yeah, okay, no,
but
but
Stalin didn't.
no,
really.
no, okay, but no, but that's Stalin with Lenin.
But Lenin tried.
Yeah, Lenin tried a lot
man.
harder than Stalin did, but I mean, it was still communism, not Marxism, and Marxism was. It wasn't very different from Leninism.
Leninism.
Leninism. It just feels weird saying it. I don't know. Leninism.
Leninism.
Is it a thing? Is that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, it's not that different. Stop tearing this.
Okay, right,
I'm going to confiscate it.
Right, well, if you
Don't
confiscate
drop
it, we won't get on to the next
That's
page,
true.
will we?
Alright, okay, so, yes, Leninism and Marxism weren't that different, but I suppose the major difference that Lenin made was that there was still a sort of a government that is still in a position of power, whereas if I hear that tear one more time...
Okay, right, yeah, I won't tear it anymore.
Okay.
Well, I might, actually, I won't promise you that I won't.
Well, I'll just punch you every time you tear it.
Okay.
So, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe that the main difference was that Leninism still had this government that had power, whereas Marx thought that everyone should just have completely equal amounts of power. No one should be higher than anyone else.
I don't think I'm going to correct you. I think anarcho-communism sort of is a marriage between anarchism and communism, which works inherently within Marxism, which is the brilliant thing about it. I mean, if you're gonna, no one really calls themselves a Marxist nowadays, but they most likely mean it if they believe in communism, because people think that if equality is a good idea, then it shouldn't be self-contradictory within its own system.
Well, it's just Marxism.
Like,
Marxism is difficult.
everyone's equal, but let's have a government and rule over you.
Yeah, I mean,
Somehow
Marxism
that
is
doesn't
just
work.
kind of difficult to work in practice, though, because...
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, in like the utopian world, it's great.
Yeah, but there is the utopian world.
Yeah.
Doesn't...
Well, we don't know. We might get there one day.
Okay,
All right. Well,
if you're going to be
we're moving on.
optimistic about it.
We're going to be optimistic. We might get there one day.
Okay, moving on. Yeah.
Nihilism and existentialism. Yes, we're getting.
Gotta love the
near
nihilism.
end. Gotta love them. No, well, it's meaningless to love nihilism.
Yeah, that's true. So yes, nihilism is essentially, we are basically giving very basic descriptions.
Yeah,
of
this
these
is
things,
very
but-
basic. This is very brief. I say it's very brief. It's lasted nearly 40 minutes.
But it's
but
the
it's actually
entirety of
so
philosophy.
brief.
So
Yeah.
what do you expect? Okay, so yeah, nihilism is very basically the belief that nothing really matters at all.
We could play that song. What's the song? The Queen. Nothing really matters to me.
I have absolutely no clue.
I think it might be Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know.
Okay, maybe you play it to me later.
Yeah.
But are we allowed to sing it?
Are we not allowed? Is our,
I don't know.
are
Will
we-
YouTube kill us?
It might do actually.
They might send people
No,
down to
because
break our legs.
we're singing, so because we're awful.
Oh right, so it's not actually in like representative in the slightest of the original song.
Yeah, because we're horrible. Anyway, let's not.
No.
So
Because
existentialism.
It's possibly not even a real song. So
Actually, we didn't.
are we going to find out?
Did
that
we
need
clarify what nihilism was at all? Did you? I didn't listen.
Yes,
to you.
I just said basically it's really
Meaningless.
nothing really
Meaningless.
matters at all. Yeah.
Okay. Out of nihilism, we get existentialism.
Yes.
Did we skip determinism somewhere?
Well, I thought we were going into that later.
Yeah, we're going to go into that later. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. So existentialism is belief. I know it mostly from Jean-Paul Sartre.
Sartre. Soren Kierkegaard is a bit existentialist.
Yeah.
He didn't ever. He wasn't. He was before the existential movement, really. So.
Yeah.
Can't
But okay, so basically, existentialism is the belief that we're not born with a meaning, like.
So it starts off as nihilism and it kind of expands on
Yeah.
it and gets into
And
morality.
I guess the easiest analogy sort of thing to explain existentialism is like a can opener is created with the means to open cans, but we don't have an inbuilt meaning into ourselves.
Yeah, it's entirely arbitrary, and guess what? You get to choose what you do with your own life.
Lucky you.
So make the best of it and don't waste it, man.
Or do. That's
Yeah, or do. It's your choice.
yeah. Or is it?
Ooh,
We'll go into
that's
that.
deep.
We'll get there.
Right, mind and matter. We get right. Okay, mind, solipsism.
Yeah. So
go.
solipsism is just. I don't know why it's gone to this. Why am I always doing?
I don't know, but you've said about everything so far.
Well, not everything, because there are a lot of things that I actually have no clue about. So I think you did something.
Right, no, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think.
Okay. Anyway, solipsism is a belief that basically, if I was a solipsist, I would believe that I'm the only mind in existence. All of you are either a complete figment of my imagination.
Philosophical zombies.
Yeah, or philosophical zombies, which is.
It's a thing.
Yeah, that's the belief that everyone else around me is. They give the appearance of being conscious, but aren't actually conscious.
Because the only way you kind of understand them to be conscious is because they react to things that happen around them. So if you were to go up to your friend right now and just punch them in the face, they're probably going to say, "Ow, why did you do that?" That doesn't mean they actually felt pain or are willing to question why you did that. That's just an inbuilt response that they would have done no matter what.
Exactly, and you can only be certain. I'm going to put
They
quotes
can't
there
see you
because-
putting air quotes on that.
I know, okay, but I'm doing it for your benefit.
Okay.
You can only be certain, quotation marks, of your own consciousness. Can we can mention Descartes here, I guess? Descartes.
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 Descartes. Descartes. Oh, that's slightly racist now.
Yeah, yes it is. It's very racist. So yeah, Rene, we can mention him slightly. His cogito ergo sum.
Debito cogito ergo sum.
Okay, yeah.
Full
No,
quote.
it's debito ergo cogito ergo sum.
I doubt, therefore. Yeah, right, yeah, there's a number there.
So, well, cogito ergo sum is I think therefore I am. The full quote is debito ergo cogito ergo sum, which is I doubt therefore I think therefore I am. So yeah, that's basically saying I think, which necessitates. Oh God, what the hell?
Oh, that was my neck.
Yeah, that was a really bad sound.
It's...
Oh.
Carry on.
Oh no.
Right,
I don't
no,
want
so
to-
Descartes
yeah.
kind of said that you couldn't be sure that anything existed. He
So-
invoked philosophical skepticism.
But
which is...
thinking necessitates your existence.
We should go back and say what philosophical skepticism is.
Oh, fine.
Right.
Why
if
not?
we're gonna go into Descartes, we've got to do it properly.
Yeah, fine. Okay, so skepticism, philosophical skepticism, is the belief that nothing necessarily exists.
Well,
That's a very
Right,
basic
okay,
belief,
right, well-
obviously.
well,
as always.
basically, he kind of took everything off the table of
Yeah.
knowledge. You've got a table of knowledge, you're just going to wipe that clean and see what you can really know.
And there was nothing there.
There's nothing that you can
And
actually
so
know for certain.
Descartes decided to prove some things, and the...
Going to talk about illusions, all?
I don't want to.
Okay, right, okay, yeah, okay.
Okay,
fine.
so Descartes thought he could prove some things being his own existence, and then obviously the axiomatic
Yeah,
truth
he's axiomatically believed in God.
Yeah.
Because he was crazy.
and
I'm
numbers.
not going to say that.
And,
Actually. Yeah, like mathematical principles. So, like,
principles.
triangles have three sides is true because, by definition, triangles have three sides. So,
Yeah.
axiomatic principles you can put back on, but anything that you learn out of synthesis of kind of empirical evidence is all meaningless because you are just creating that for yourself. It doesn't have a necessary reality behind it.
And then his argument that God must exist was a bit more.
Well, yeah, it's just like a continuation of the ontological argument.
Yeah.
That God is the perfect being and existence is perfection.
Yeah.
Therefore, God must exist.
Yeah. And so that was really quite tangential there.
Yeah, it was. I don't remember where we started
We
from.
started
Was
from
it
philosophical
nihilism?
zombies.
Yeah, no, it started from mind and matter.
Yeah, then solipsism, then philosophical zombies, and then got to Descartes. So that was a
and then
really
wow,
good
we went
idea.
back in time. All right, okay.
Fuck's sake. Oh.
But anyway,
Okay,
right?
so-
You'll be pleased to know after mind and matter, we're basically done. We skipped a lot, but that is in a nutshell, 43 and 45 seconds nutshell history of philosophy.
Good job.
So,
High five.
There you go, Phil. Oh, crap, I said it earlier. Philocedina. Is that right? Philocedina. There you go.
If we're wrong, then send us a soundbite of you saying your name. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Well, tell us how that sounds.
Yeah. And if we're wrong about all of the history as well, send us. Like
Please.
Like just draw a massive middle finger and just send that to us. Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah. I mean, really, we aren't. I mean, I don't know about you,
You
but
do know about me.
I haven't read like every.
No, I've read
single-
a fair few philosophical works.
Yeah, okay, but I mean,
that doesn't make me.
it doesn't make you infallible.
No, I am infallible. I'm a god.
I just
Right,
punched
yeah,
him.
Okay. Right. Okay.
That was for, that. But yes, okay, so yeah, if we are wrong about any of these things, please do, message us or whatever you want, leave comments down below if that's your thing. Just tell us, because, and then maybe we'll do some more research on these things and thank you later for setting us on the right path. I think we can probably say we could do that.
Yeah, we would definitely do that. And J Socrates 25. I hope I'm saying that right. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't be saying that right.
No,
because
I don't think you can misinterpret that name.
No,
Mispronounce. What? Mispronounce. Yeah.
Misinterpret.
That's literally J Socrates 25. I don't think he would have wanted it to be spelled be pronounced any other way.
No, I don't think you would. Right.
If you do, we're sorry, obviously.
Yeah,
we're going to
obviously we
apologise to a
can
lot of
be-
people
yeah.
prematurely here, aren't we?
We have to
We're
apologise.
sorry! We're just
Right.
sorry!
Well, he said
we're
we should have
sorry.
maybe guests on the show, which I
yeah.
think is a brilliant idea. So if you
We've already said
want
this.
to appear,
We've already said this.
send us a message.
We've already said
Yeah, okay, right. We haven't said this bit. We said I think it's a good idea. I'm now saying send us a message and you'll be on.
Well, I don't think we can just...
Well,
I mean,
Google Hangouts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying we'll organise being on, but I don't think like sending a message and then instantly...
Alright, no, right, yeah, there's obviously going to be a process. But he also wanted to talk about Wittgenstein.
Yay!
Brilliant.
Boo.
Okay. Wittgenstein, you can't really talk about Wittgenstein
Witty.
without talking about... I'm going to pronounce this so wrong.
Have fun. I'm not helping.
Right. Tractatus Logico Philosophicus.
That's probably wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
But it might be right, so good job.
Right, but that is his
It's a good
main
attempt.
philosophical work.
Yeah.
Quite brilliant. He was talking about the philosophy of language, which hadn't really been done before. He was a associate of the Vienna Circle, who are philosophers that lived in Venice. I imagine they had a circle at their meetings. So yeah, they lived with that. Beetle in a box analogy.
Oh yeah, that was.
Because that kind of linked into solipsism, so we could
Yeah. We should have done this
we
earlier.
should have linked that.
Okay, going back to solipsism.
Going back
there's
to solipsism.
this thing, the beetle in the box, and I've learned about this, but
Do you want me to?
yes, please.
Right, okay. So imagine the government just hands everyone a box and they say inside that box is a beetle. Now you can't look inside anyone else's box other than your own. So you look inside your box and you see what you call a beetle. But you have no way then of knowing what another beetle is, because even though everyone has a box with a thing called a beetle in it, you've never seen their beetle, you don't know what their beetle is like. It could be red and on fire and sprouting magic, and yours could be blue.
Sprouting magic.
I don't know. Sprouting mushrooms
Okay.
on its back, and yours could be blue, and it could be on ice.
Is this Pokemon?
No, it's not, but it should be.
Yes. Well, it is Pokemon actually. You're given a box.
You're given a box with a Pokemon in it. Yeah, it might be.
It's a Pokeball.
Except everyone, you can see other people's Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
on Pokemon.
Well, I mean, only during battles.
Oh yeah. Well,
Could you organise
can
beetle
do that.
battles?
No, you can't. In
Oh,
this
no,
world,
that's
you can't
illegal.
organise
No.
beetle battles
That's
because
a
you
shame.
can't see anyone else's beetle. That's the point.
Right.
And so these beetles are representative of the minds of other people. So let's take a step back, take a meta-analysis of the situation. Each beetle represents the mind of another person. You don't know anything about their mind, but you call it a beetle. It works within language as a synthesis of ideas. So you can create this kind of construct. Moving on to language games, you can create this construct wherein you all understand what you're talking about because you all call it a beetle. You call it the same thing. You call it a mind. But that doesn't mean you actually have any idea of what the thing is for someone else other than yourself. And that is Beetle in a Box in a nutshell.
Good job. Oh, that's attaboy there. Well
you.
done. Do you just cringe? Do
Yes,
just
because
flinch
you
away
moved
from-
towards me and I thought you were going to punch me.
Why would I punch you? That
Because
was
you
a-
punched me before.
Okay, yeah, but you were being a prick before.
Yeah, Yeah, I was.
You just very... Yeah, well, you probably correctly described the whole beetle in a box.
I don't know, maybe not. Maybe if someone could send in another giant
We're
middle
sorry, alright? We're sorry.
finger. You know, I think I did.
Okay.
Then
that's good enough.
there's the obvious Wittgenstein quote, whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must remain silent. Good quote.
Yeah.
Could live with that.
Yeah.
Language games. Okay, we're going to talk about what was meaningful, what's true and false propositions. Okay, right. Here's a little thing for you. Right, language is made up of true or false propositions. The world is made up of facts which themselves are either true or false. I could say that gravity takes two objects and repels their mass, which is obviously false, not true at all, but that's still meaningful because I'm stating a proposition and it's just a false fact. I can talk about it, it has meaning, you know what I'm saying, but it's not right. The same way I could do that with something that is true. And it would still have meaning, but once you start talking about things that aren't actual propositions in themselves about the world, you lose all meaning, which kind of is a massive no-no to morality, because that's not a proposition, it's not a statement. You can't say anything about it, it loses meaning.
Yes.
Morality concept.
So he was quite the...
Yeah, because propositions are pictures of facts, so they represent the truth of the world through what you're saying.
Yep.
But obviously, if you're going to talk about morality, that's not an actual thing.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're going to talk about things that can be reduced to nothing, talk about falsification principle, verification principle.
Yeah. Hume's fork.
Hume's fork.
Which basically is the verification principle.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Are you insulted by this?
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
Okay.
That's Wittgenstein's first ideas. Then he moved on to language games, where he said anything can be meaningful if, as we previously described, it can be used and understood by a reciprocating party. So the beetle is still meaningful. It doesn't have a proposition about the fact of a world that you know, but it's still meaningful because you can talk about it and understand and reciprocate a conversation, which is good, which is great. Really. So Wittgenstein changed ideas later on. So he said that his language is limited to statements about the world, and therefore the limits of my language are the limits of my world. I don't think that's a therefore, but two things.
So shall we move on to...
That's Wittgenstein in a nutshell.
Okay, so moving on to Anonymous's...
Probably go back to that
So
later.
Anonymous...
Yeah, we go on to Anonymous
okay,
now.
so Anonymous, the first person who ever contacted us about Philosophicast, thank you very much, sir, or madam, or whatever you want to be called.
Or other.
Other, yes,
Yeah.
but is that offensive? I don't know.
It's now 4 a.m.
It's 9 minutes to 4 a.m, so...
I'm gonna generalise. I'm gonna kind of round.
Tough, and you're not.
So we say...
Okay, so yes, free will. Yeah, that's an interesting...
That is an interesting...
Yeah, okay.
Okay, right.
Well, okay, well, I said...
Big topic.
Should we give our views on free will?
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm personally a determinist. Okay?
Okay. What do you want me to say right now? Do you want me to tell the truth, or do you want me to give... Like, I believe in free will, guys.
Okay, good for you.
I don't.
Well, why did you say that
Well,
then?
I don't know.
Okay, so determinism is the opposing view to free will that states that we don't have free will. For the reason that...
Right, yeah, okay, that was the last tear.
Yes, it was, because you're not having this anymore.
Right, okay. Fine, we've moved off the second page anyway.
Good. So anyway, determinism is the view that basically all actions in our lives are completely determined. We have no choice in anything that we do whatsoever.
Which is also neurologically kind of within... I'm not going to say modern science, because modern science we're going to talk about quantum physics and randomness possibly existing, so we're not going to talk about that just yet, we're going to go on to that.
Yeah.
But in less modern physics, but still quite modern, neurobiologically we kind of say choices may not be our own.
Yeah, that's not determinism.
Well, it leads on to...
Yeah, but it's like, it's kind of...
We're going to talk about David Hume? We're going to talk about coincidences?
Well, I
metaphysics?
wasn't there yet.
You weren't there yet.
No. So, right, okay, so the reason that I personally believe determinism to be correct, are you trying to interrupt me?
No, I'm not. I'm.
Because you were tutting.
I did a little. Carry on.
Thank you. I don't need your permission though.
No, I know you don't need my permission.
Good. Let's keep it that way. God, if I just want to actually take a moment.
Light.
I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who's listened for this long.
No one has listened for this
that's,
long.
that's true. This is just us now.
This is just us
chatting. But if you have listened this long, Jesus Christ, get a life.
We love you. We love you, but get a life.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, don't get a life. Stay here with us. Wow, who wants a life?
Were we?
Yeah.
Why you believe in determinism?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm a skeptic, philosophical skeptic, so I don't necessarily believe that anything exists whatsoever.
Oh, big words.
Oh yeah,
Fancy.
big words from a small man.
You're not small. You're bigger than me.
Okay, but I'm still very, very, very small.
Well, it's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are you going to say? You're small compared to an ant?
Fuck off.
Carry on.
Yeah, I'm going.
Why you believe in determinism? Give the clone analogy.
Okay. Well, oh no, I'm not going to do that now.
Do that now.
No, because
that's why you believe in determinism. That's what we're talking about.
Not why I believe in determinism. That thing wasn't even originally for determinism.
Well, you know what? It works.
I know, but I don't. I didn't. It was. I know. Don't talk about the outside world here, okay? Those people who are listening don't want to know that anyone nearby is asleep.
Okay. No one's listening.
Okay, shut up.
Okay. Carry on.
So I believe in determinism.
Imagine if one person
Shut
did
up.
listen this far.
If I believe in determinism for the reason that I'm a skeptic, and so I don't believe that anything in the universe necessarily exists. However, I think that if things exist as we perceive them, that everything we do is determined through cause and effect. So psychologically, we are born, we are potentially predetermined by our genetics to act in a certain way. From there, we are raised in a certain way, and that completely shapes and molds our personality and how we act, and therefore every decision we make is based upon our personality, which was completely not decided by us. And
so you're going down the cause and effect route.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll explain the clone analogy later. Happy?
Okay, right.
Not on this podcast, but later podcast.
Obviously, that's in opposition to free will, which is the actual topic we're talking about.
Oh, screw you.
No, I'm just saying that's what Anonymous requested. So, for free will, we might talk about John Locke.
Okay.
Locke Room.
Yep.
Which will then bring in soft determinism. Okay, so you may think it's either determinism or free will. You've got a choice, pick one or the other. It's not actually true. There's also soft determinism, which is a bit of a, I'm not going to say midway point because it's more on determinism, but it leads to the idea that you have a choice, you have a moral or in any kind of choice, but you're also limited by the world and all the kind of factors that will have an effect on you. So
you can't make the choice to fly.
Well, yes, basically you can't make the choice to fly, you can't make the choice to do anything that you couldn't do, so you're given a certain amount of options and you can pick any one of those options. But obviously, if someone who believes in free will doesn't believe that you can just fly out of your own will, kind of believes that you're free at any time to do anything. Also, determinism kind of destroys nihilism and essentialism. Doesn't destroy nihilism, destroys existentialism.
Yeah. Are you going to...
Yeah, I might elaborate on that.
Not right now.
Okay, not right
seeing
now.
as we're 58 minutes and 53 seconds.
When are we going to end this?
I was hoping to end this at half an hour.
Okay.
That's not going to happen.
Is there a way that we can split this into two then?
No.
Just no?
No.
Okay.
Are we just seeing how long we could remain silent at this point? Will the people think it's just ended? Oh my god, we really need to end this.
Right,
my god.
okay.
It will not go over an hour and 10 minutes. I will promise that now. Okay. Free will. Go.
Did we not just do free will?
Yes, we did. Okay, so what left is there to do?
Skipped over it. We've done what everyone's asked.
Okay, well then it's definitely not going to last over an hour and 10 minutes because we're done.
We're actually done. We've skipped a lot. We went over some things very briefly. We kind of simplified a lot.
Okay, I really don't want this to last for an hour, so we've got like 5 seconds. Okay, we've got 10 seconds left. Okay, right. All of that done. Good job, us.
Send us more messages, please.
Please.
Because I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
You didn't listen this far, but I still love you.
Okay, thanks for watching.